And I said, well, nothing really terrible has happened so far. Maybe I'll go another day without it. Which was a bad decision because, hey guys, it's Phil, and I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So, something that happened to me this past weekend, well, I guess it wasn't just this past week. So, I I started getting very, very complacent with everything, like my medications and my disorder. And what that means is, it's always just been take this pill and feel normal, not great, not better, but normal. And I started getting complacent with that feeling, meaning, what if I'm better? Like, what if these drugs aren't doing anything and this is just how I normally feel? What if the whole bipolar thing, which, it's several months behind me since I've had like a really bad, manic reaction. Well, I started getting really complacent, and therefore I started getting a lot less diligent with my medication schedule, and I started missing doses here and there. And my mood stabilizer, both me and my doctor, like, we both think that it's not really doing much for me, but since we have all these other changes that we have to think about, it's not good to make more than one change at a time. So we decided not to touch it for now, just in case it is doing something. So, I'll miss a dose here and there of my mood stabilizer. The antipsychotic, I try not to miss doses whatsoever, because that I feel like is really, really doing things for me. But when I missed the doses of the mood stabilizer, it just, it's a whatever, it didn't really do anything to me. I mean, I'll take it at the next scheduled time, but nothing would really happen, which further fed into the whole I'm just feeling normal feeling. So then over the Thanksgiving vacation, I actually missed a dose of the risperidone, my antipsychotic, and I didn't realize it because I take it at night, and I didn't realize I missed it until like 4 p.m. the next day. And I said, well, nothing really terrible has happened so far. And it's not like there's anything I can do, but I can't go back in time and change it. And so I decided, you know what? Maybe I'll go another day without it. Which was a bad decision because going another day without it, I started getting really manic. Really manic. It's like the hypersexuality was in full gear. I was just wired all the time. Really silly. I was acting really, really silly, like joking all the time and things like, and then just out of nowhere, I just crashed. I crashed real hard. I got mopey, lethargic, and this is all in the course of one day. I started getting mopey, lethargic. I had this feeling where I wanted to do something, but I had no idea what it was. It's different than akathisia, because akathisia felt like I didn't want to stand, but then I didn't want to sit. There was no happy middle. This was more, there was something I wanted to do. I wanted to go out and do something, but I wasn't sure what. And that made me even more like antsy, but at the same time I was like lethargic. I wasn't moving from the spot that I was in. I was just so mopey. And then it started getting into, I started hating myself. And it was just really, really bad. And then finally when I got out of the house, I was right back to normal. I was all pepped up, being silly again. Yeah, it was just it was such a solid reminder that I have bipolar disorder. And then finally, when I got back on my medicine, it took about a day for all of the symptoms to really go away. But the way it made me feel defective, like truly defective. Because before it was just there was no contrast. Because before it was I had all these bipolar symptoms that landed me in the hospital, and then over time we're trying to figure out which medicines will actually do things for me. And so there was this like long period of adjustment into the new me. And then all of a sudden, just boom, I was right back to having crazy manic symptoms again, and depression symptoms all within a day. And it was just this huge reminder that I have bipolar disorder and I can't survive without these medicines. And it really made me feel defective, like I'm a human born wrong, born with wires crossed, misplaced, broken. And I know it's gonna sound funny, but like imagine, and it's gonna sound like it's not serious, but it's absolutely serious. Imagine if there's a zombie apocalypse. Everyone else is raiding pantries for food, trying to find water. Me, I have to raid a pharmacy because without that, I can't just be a normal human being. The word that I came up with is I'm tethered. If I wanna just go travel the world one day, I have to make sure I know where every single pharmacy is along the way, um, because I'm tethered. It really made me feel like that, like there is definitely something broken about me. Not just wrong, because if it's something wrong, then it implies that it can be fixed. I am born defective, irreparably, because these medicines just keep me under control. It doesn't actually fix the bipolar disorder. So I am irreparably damaged, and I have to have like these um, spare tires on all the time in order to get around. Yeah, I mean, it really didn't feel good to be reminded of that. But I mean, I just wanted to talk about that. Maybe some of you guys feel that way too. Well, my next video, my previous video, subscribe button. Bye.